CONCACAF Champions Cup final Saturday night down in Mexico. Pachuca hosting the Columbus Crew as we look at a tale of the tape of the two finalists. Pachuca, of course, who will be at home. All right, Herc, we got some time here. Why don't we dive deep on a little preview of what we might see Saturday down at Pachuca. Let's start with a big picture question. Who do you think is under more pressure heading into this final?
Under more pressure to win this final? Listen, I look at it from the lens of the leagues, not necessarily the teams, right? Pachuca, they've won this competition a bunch of times. Actually, they've won every single final they've been in this competition, all 5 of them. So they're certainly under no pressure if they lose, but it's got to be Pachuca for Liga MX. And I say this because if Columbus lose, what's going to change? Nothing. Major League Soccer is used to losing this competition. In fact, this has been a terrible competition this edition, this year for Major League Soccer. It's Columbus that kind of papers over those cracks. It's Columbus that kind of blurs your vision about Major League Soccer in this competition to date. But Pachuca, they're carrying the flag, not just for Liga MX, but for Mexican soccer, Mexican football. There are a lot of U.S. men's national team fans who could care less what happens in Major League Soccer because they're not necessarily tied. They're not necessarily linked. But when it comes to Mexican football, when it comes to the Mexican national team, who since 2019 has seen the U.S. men's national team, U.S. soccer, embarrass them, they don't want to all of a sudden see their own league, Liga MX, that matters to them, lose to Major League Soccer. Now they're going to have this as well. It's massive pressure for Pachuca. They're carrying the flag for all of Mexican soccer, Liga MX, the Mexican national, whatever you want. They're going to equate this, like now they have this as well. I think it's very easy here who the pressure's on.
Yeah, I agree with you. They're both carrying, the flag for their respective league. The reality, though, is the flag of Liga MX in Mexico carries a lot more weight than the flag of MLS here in the United States. And so there's going to be a lot of pressure. If you lose in that final, the Pachuca players will be seen as losers, not just in Pachuca, but in all of Mexico for not having represented Liga MX in this competition, I think, as Mexican fans would have liked to see. I do think the Crew are a little bit of a free hit here, right? Having already beaten Tigres, having already beaten Rayados. But certainly there's some pressure for the Crew.
This
right?
would be one if the Crew do not win, this would be one of the worst CONCACAF Champions League tournaments in Major League Soccer's history. Like people are forgetting how embarrassed Major League Soccer clubs were in Mexico in this edition.
Yeah, there were some big scorelines.
Big scorelines. New England, right? America, Pachuca versus the Philly Union. Like it was embarrassing stuff. The only team that gave you any hope, that made you change that narrative, are the Columbus Crew. Are because of not them just winning, but the way they win. They are carrying the flag. Look at this. Look how prepared this is nuts to me. I don't know if you've seen the videos. This is altitude training. I don't know if you've seen the videos online, but Christian Ramirez was doing a podcast, and it's Julian Gressel's podcast, and he said that the coaching staff brought in altitude tents to their houses to put over their beds. That's how serious they are taking this. It's crazy what they're doing for this game, but it shows you how much they want to win this. And if they don't win this, honestly, this doesn't say anything about the Columbus Crew, but it does Major League Soccer. This will be one of the worst editions of the CONCACAF Champions League, Champions Cup, whatever it may be, that I have seen in recent history.
Spotting the FIFA Club World Cup on the line for both of these teams. Pachuca also at home and the odds makers favorite, so pile on the pressure there for the Liga MX.